It's probably just anxiety. That sentence almost ruined my life. Because while doctors were telling me to relax, something was attacking my brain. And by the time someone finally believed me, I was already losing pieces of myself. My memory, focus, and even my ability to think. I'm Loretta. And for almost 2 years, doctors told me my symptoms were all in my head, but they were wrong. It started small. At first, I was just tired all the time. Not normal tired, the kind of exhaustion that sleep couldn't fix. Then came the brain fog. I'd walk into rooms and completely forget why I was there. Simple conversations became hard to follow. At work, tasks that once took minutes suddenly took hours. Then the headaches started, every single day. Then dizziness and numbness in my hands. Sharp pains shooting down my spine. I knew something was wrong. I could feel it. So I went to a doctor. He barely looked up from his computer before saying, "You're stressed. You work too much." He prescribed antidepressants and told me to rest. But the medication didn't help. It made everything worse. The fog got thicker, the fatigue got heavier. And deep down, I knew. This was not anxiety. The fog got thicker. The fatigue got heavier. Then I saw another doctor. And another. 5 doctors in total. One suggested yoga. Another blamed burnout. One told me I was probably overthinking normal body sensations. Every appointment ended the same way. More dismissal. And after hearing it enough times, I started questioning myself. Maybe they were right. That's the terrifying thing about medical gaslighting. After a while, you stop trusting yourself, even while your body is falling apart. Then came the moment I'll never forget. I was sitting at my computer trying to write a simple email, and suddenly, I couldn't remember how to form a sentence. I just stared at the screen, frozen, and then I started crying. Because I realized something horrifying. I was getting worse, fast. That night, I stayed awake searching online for stories from people who had been dismissed by doctors. And that's when I found it, Lyme disease. As I read the symptoms, my stomach dropped. Extreme fatigue, brain fog, headaches, numbness, and shooting nerve pain. It was like someone had been secretly documenting my life. The next week, I found a specialist and paid out of pocket. And for the first time in 2 years, someone actually listened. He asked detailed questions, ordered tests no one else had suggested, including a lumbar puncture to examine my spinal fluid. A week later, the results came back. It wasn't anxiety. The infection had spread into my nervous system. While doctors were telling me to calm down, bacteria were damaging my brain. I wish I could describe what that moment felt like. Part terror, part relief, part anger. Because finally, I had proof. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't dramatic. I wasn't imagining things. My body had been telling the truth the entire time. Treatment started immediately. Long-term antibiotics, neurological monitoring, months of recovery. And honestly, some days are still hard. There are moments when the fatigue comes back. Moments when the fog still creeps in. But now I know what I'm fighting, and that changed everything. If there's one thing this experience taught me, it's this. You know your body better than anyone else. If something feels wrong, don't ignore it just because someone dismisses you. Ask questions, get second opinions, keep records. Push for answers. If you've ever felt dismissed by a doctor, I want you to comment below. Because nobody should go through this alone. If this sounds like your story, share your experience in the comments. Let's create a space where we support and validate each other. And if you want to learn more about navigating this complicated system, subscribe for more content. See you in the next video.